Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a like down below if you enjoy at any point. So, Earth as we know is not exactly a safe place. Aside from interpersonal crime, there are plenty of natural disasters that threaten our existence. Take our last video about tornadoes as an example. When it comes to Mother Nature, you never really know what to expect. And while tornadoes are scary, they don't exactly threaten the entire planet quite like the supervolcano beneath Yellowstone National Park. For those that do not know, Yellowstone National Park is a massive nature preserve located in the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. The park is filled with some of the most amazing and beautiful sights of nature anywhere in the country. However, Yellowstone does have a little bit of a secret. Beneath all the gorgeous landscape lies one of, if not the biggest supervolcano in the world. This deadly caldera is roughly 30 by 45 miles in size, or about the same size as the entire US state of Rhode Island. For years now, scientists and conspiracy theorists alike have been attempting to predict when this supervolcano will erupt and how deadly it could be. Some even say that an eruption of that magnitude would certainly be the end of humanity as we know it. Here's what could happen if Yellowstone were to erupt. So one good thing about all this is that it wouldn't erupt totally by surprise. Over the years, scientists have developed very advanced technology to track Yellowstone and all the seismic and volcanic activity that occurs. So we would have some warning if Yellowstone were to erupt. Animals also have a unique way of sensing when something's about to happen. In the days leading up to the eruption, all the animals would begin acting very suspiciously, possibly even running as far away from the area as they could. This would certainly give us an idea of what was about to happen. Immediately after the eruption, all hell would break loose. Anything in the surrounding area would die almost immediately from the incomprehensible explosion. News would break all over the world that the end was near. The mysterious Yellowstone supervolcano had finally erupted. As hours passed, the huge cloud of volcanic ash would begin its journey all over the country, starting first with the surrounding states and then making its way over towards New York. This ash would not only coat the entire country, but also block out the sun's light from reaching Earth. What does this mean for you? Well, you could say goodbye to any and all crops that were being grown outdoors. If the volcanic ash wasn't enough to kill them, then the lack of sunlight surely would be. Everything would be covered in ash and rock, causing some roofs to collapse. The volcanic ash is very toxic, so even having fresh air to breathe would become a challenge. As the days pass, temperatures would begin to drop drastically. With the sun still being blocked out and the Earth in a sort of nuclear winter, it truly would be survival of the fittest. By now, the deadly ash cloud would have spread to many places in Europe, possibly even the entire planet. Government agencies would be in emergency mode, trying to make sense of what was happening while still attempting to provide all the aid they can. On an individual level, people would be scrambling to figure out what to do. Those in the surrounding states who hadn't died already would struggle to find food. Even grocery stores as far away as New York would quickly run out. Communication lines would go dark in many areas due to limited access to satellites and the substantial damage to telephone lines around the country. Life would get incredibly difficult for everyone. Businesses would shut down. Government agencies would shut down. It would be like nothing any of us has ever experienced before. As the years passed and the volcanic ash settled, there is no doubt that many people would be dead. The question is, how many? Even once the volcanic ash is gone, we will still be in a sort of new ice age since Earth's temperature would be substantially lower. However, there is some upside to all this depressing nonsense. Scientists say that even though an eruption from Yellowstone could be the end of the world, it's actually more of a worst-case scenario. What is much more likely is that there will be some smaller eruptions that are not nearly as deadly. Perhaps something like this. An eruption of this size wouldn't really be a big deal at all, and is much more likely to happen. Unfortunately, when people think of Yellowstone, they always go to the worst-case scenario like the movie 2012. In reality, when it comes to a supervolcano eruption, there really is no point in worrying. The chances of a mega eruption happening are slim, and even if it did, the whole world would be in the same boat as you per se. There is no doubt that if it were to occur, life as we know it would be changed forever. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.